Welcome back to another rendition or edition of Floral Foolishness.
Sports.
So many dots. Oh yeah, it's Island. Yeah. There's so many. It was such a scary break, but we made it through together, dear listener.
Oh, it was so scary.
Oh my lord! On Floral Foolishness,
Sports.
the worldwide leader of dumbass sports news. Yeah, that's the new one, and we're sticking with it.
We're also the worldwide leader of women's basketball coverage. So, yeah, we got multiple titles here.
Mm-hmm. Multiple 100% false titles. Gotta love it. Anyways, well, maybe the dumbass sports one. I think we got that.
Yeah, that actually might be true.
That 100% probably is true.
They might both be true. Name another show, podcast, anything that talks about women's basketball more than once.
Probably any podcast that any NCAA women's basketball player has.
Is that a real thing? Because I've never heard of one.
Have you looked?
No. Have they looked at ours?
I could tell you definitively no.
Then we don't know that it's not true.
Yeah, because they didn't answer us, it has to be true. Oh exactly. God. Yeah, that's where we're at, dear listener. Welcome to the show. The worldwide leader of dumbass sports news. We're going to talk about all kinds of things inside the world of sports and out. It's going to be fucking ridiculous. And we are still, as always, oh my God, I didn't even unbutton the top button until now. Now it's a fucking show. We're going to rock these crunchy fucking Hawaiian gear. I'm Stoczy. With me, as always, is the Wrangler of Dragons, Jeremy Phelps.
That's more like the Wrangler of like sad frog toads. The toad Wrangler, the sad toad Wrangler.
Okay, so depressed toad Wrangler. You know what we're starting with. It's the opening statements. What you got for the people?
I have two because my first one's short. So one. This is just a call to any parents that are their kids play athletics at any level, college, high school, pro, any of it. If you're going to chew out officials from the sideline, like from the stands, okay. But make sure you know the rules before you do that.
Why would you ever want to do that? No.
I actually thought our semifinal game yesterday was pretty well officiated, but me and my boss are the same person, so we both rip officials constantly. It's just what we do. I actually thought the officials made some right calls on us, which is rare. And our parents in the stands are like bitching at the officials about like calling the right rules. Like at one point, 2 flags went down, and they're like, 2 flags stops the play. You don't keep going. 2 flags stops the play. Ooh. At the high school level, it does, but this is Division II college. It does not at our level. So you're ripping the officials about actually being right. So that's just, it's a call out to any parent ever. Be invested in your child. If you choose to have a fucking crotch goblin, just, know the rules. My other one, though, I've been saving this one for a little bit because I needed to be drunk enough to talk about it, and I have been drinking all day. Stoczy, fun fact.
Ooh.
Do you know what the speed of light is?
Fast.
Yes. To be precise, 299,792,458 meters per second. Do you know what the exact coordinates for the pyramids of Giza are?
They're in Egypt.
29.9792458 degrees north. Now, if you're not good at math, which a lot of people aren't, those are the exact same fucking number. The pyramids of Giza and the speed of light are the exact same fucking number to a T, not even 1 digit off.
Oh God, don't call History Channel.
I'm not trying to go on a tangent here on a conspiracy theory, and I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist. I'm just saying a lot of people feel like the pyramids were put here by aliens. And if aliens were going to put it there, wouldn't they put it the exact coordinates of the speed of light?
And we called History Channel.
Just saying, it doesn't seem like a coincidence.
Very astute observation.
Science.
Science. Gotta love it. Gotta fucking love it. Actually, that plays in pretty well with my opening statement.
Oh, fuck yeah. Let's go.
I mean, not the speed of light, but fucking science.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my war with Subaru
has gotten scientific.
no, no, dear listener, I've come here to tell you it's over.
Science or your battle with Subaru?
My battle with Subaru. Science may be too. This is a biblical fucking moment. Okay. Because, god damn it, when something more evil shows up, you have to answer the goddamn call. Dear listener, I'm talking about Cybertruck. Holy shit, bro. Okay. I've been saying since 2013 that Elon Musk is a dick. And this is coming from a dude wearing a straw hat in New Hampshire. It is less than 50 degrees outside still. But Elon Musk has always been a fucking dick in Cybertruck. For whatever reason, people are still like, oh, he tried. He's trying. What the fuck? Okay, so let me catch everybody up, okay, on why my innate hatred of Subaru has gone away so quickly. It's because
does it actually work in car washes?
That is actually a good part of it. Thanks for starting off the conversation.
Gotcha.
Cybertruck, dear listener, has this mode called car wash mode.
Seems effective at its surface and its core. Seems effective.
You know, so Wrangler,
most cars would just call that mode on, but seems effective.
Yeah, usually it's built in, right? Like you
want to get really fancy, you have like auto lights. You're on like auto light mode, but nope, car wash mode.
Oh, I'm going to get to the lights in a second, but we're going to stick with car wash for a second. Wrangler. So I drive one of the new Ford Broncos. Yep. It has not exploded. It is awesome.
Congratulations. Mazel tov.
Yeah, the Ford Bronco Sport and O.J. Simpson were recalled on the same day, so there's that joke.
Yours isn't white, but you're good.
Yeah, and it's not a sport because it's a real one. But I can tell you for a fact that my Bronco, nor the Bronco Sport, because I did test drive them, has a car wash mode because it doesn't fucking need it.
So you can't wash your car?
No. Here's the shocking part. I can.
But how? It doesn't have a car wash mode.
I pull up to a car wash. I select my wash. I insert payment, and then I drive into the wash. And then I drive out of the. Yeah.
You're a fucking lunatic. I wish I was as much of a renegade as you.
Well, let me ask you something, dear Wrangler. What do you drive, and does it have a car wash mode?
I drive a Trailhawk, and no. So I just don't take it into car washes. I let nature do its job. Nature is the ultimate car wash.
Okay. We're also going to get to that in a second here too with Cybertruck. So if you have not heard the fun news, Elon Musk's fun, very rust. What the fuck is the word I'm looking for? Rust prone Cybertruck has this car wash mode, which no other cars really have. And if you take it into a car wash, it actually voids any warranty you have on Cybertruck.
Even if the mode's on.
Especially if the mode's on, because they're going to ask you, why was your Cybertruck car wash mode on at this time? And then they'll be like, oh, well, because it took it through a car wash. Voids the warranty, bitch. Okay, so why is this a problem? Because Cybertrucks will stop working completely in a car wash.
100%. So I have a question of my own here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we'll get back to it not working in a second. So when I hear Cybertruck, I just assume it's something RoboCop would drive, because let's be honest, RoboCop driving Cybertruck just makes sense. Just seems to make sense. Do you think car wash mode exists in case RoboCop, while in Cybertruck, is in Detroit and a criminal runs into a car wash and he has to chase said wrongdoer into said car wash?
Uh,
And if so, would that void said warranty?
on RoboCop, so the answer is yes to all those questions.
Okay, great.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. No way in hell.
Yeah, but so they stop working. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, they just become, just worthless pieces of like rusty steel.
Expensive steel.
Very expensive steel too. So, okay, so that's one part. The second part is Rain does the same thing.
Well, it's a good thing you can always stay home when it rains. That's just the American way.
Yeah, it's a good thing too. It never rains in the United States of America,
Ever.
where Tesla is at,
mm-hmm.
and that Elon is still taking government loans.
Now,
or no, government subsidies. Let me be clear.
Now, in theory, would snow do the same thing? Because snow is frozen rain that would melt when it hits Cybertruck. So in theory, a snowstorm would also make it into an expensive hunk of junk?
It should. So today I watched a video of these guys that took a Cybertruck off-roading, in quotes. Okay. And what happened with this fucking thing is, I guess they went like 2 hours north of LA. There's, I guess, a place called Alabama Hills or something like that.
That's a very misleading name, but okay.
Yeah, yeah. And the people had teeth too, so it was really weird.
It's super misleading. Okay.
Yeah. So they drive up there, and on the way up there, they had to stop and recharge the entire Tesla twice.
Okay.
Okay, so a 2-hour drive, right? And so they finally get to the off-roading trail that is a very well-paved road that goes to this kind of abandoned old mine town or whatever. And they're driving through the snow, and they were starting to worry about it. The thing actually still worked, which was amazing. But when you go not off-roading, because off-roading, you can go off of a trail and do stuff with it. But
like off the road, yeah.
Yeah, like off the road, not like look at this like very well paved dirt road. Oh, I'm going nuts here, honey. So these guys, they're driving for 8 minutes. 8 minutes. And it depletes 9% of their battery.
How much battery was that to begin with? Was it at 9%? Because if so, now they have 0.
No, it was at like, what was it at? It was like at 70 or something.
Oh, well, then problem solved.
Yeah. So the point of the conversation is, holy shit, these things are fucking awful. And the guys that were driving are like, oh yeah, this is the coolest car on the road, bro. So we're going driving with these guys that have Toyota RAV4s, which, okay, if that's your comparison. Yeah, hey man, your mom's groceries ain't gonna get themselves RAV4, baby. But that's not the enemy here. The enemy is fucking Cybertruck.
Well, the enemy arguably is anything that Elon makes, because you can make the same argument for Tesla as except for the fucking off-road mode. I went last year, 2 years ago. You met Brad when you've been out in Colorado. My buddy Brad has a Tesla, and we're going to Steamboat. We're meeting a couple of our buddies out there. Like him and me had to come later. So he's like, dude, I just got my Tesla. I'll drive. Sick, man. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Steamboat's like a 4-hour drive. It's like, yeah, I just got to charge real quick on the way. I'm at like 80%, but, I don't know if there's any charge, so I got to make it work, whatever. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. It's the middle of a blizzard. We get halfway there to a mountain town in the middle of a blizzard, and he's like, he has to dig out this charger first. And after we dig it out, like, oh, yeah, it only takes like a half hour. So then we got to walk through the fucking blizzard snowbanks to a gas station like a quarter mile away and just hang out at this gas station for 25 minutes until his fucking car charges. So point of this being is fuck Tesla as well as Cybertruck. It might be good enough for RoboCop, but he only likes it because he has robot ears.
Indeed. And so I said I was going to come back to the lights, and here we are. Apparently, there's a way that you can do a light show on the Cybertruck. You cannot go through a car wash, but you could pretend it's your ghetto ass 4th of July. What the fuck?
Well, we're just keeping consistent. You can make the fart sound on a Tesla, right?
I mean, I could do it with my mouth right now,
Well, you
but
can, but no. So, like, if you have a Tesla, it's all basically run through your phone. Like, you don't have a key, right? So, if
uh
you see, like, a criminal wrongdoer that happens to be walking around your Tesla, you want to scare him off, you can hit a button and it goes and just farts. The car fucking farts on the outside. And then people are like, I don't think I want to rob this car anymore. I think it just farted at me. So, yeah.
Tesla, your car will shit its pants, but don't take it through a car wash.
Tesla, your car will shit its pants, but so will the criminal wrongdoers.
And if you combine all of them in a car wash while it's going through, then the criminals get wet. Although they can walk away, so they don't have those factory problems.
Cybertruck, you like this light show? No, you would if you were a cybernetic organism.
Living tissue of what was it? An
Over
exoskeleton?
endoskeleton.
Endoskeleton. Yeah. Fuck.
Fuck.
Oh, god damn it. Oh, god damn it. All right. So, yeah, there's a new enemy on the horizon. So, Subaru, you still suck, but you're not the worst anymore.
Well, it's just going to be a different kind of douchebag than drives a Subaru. Subaru's still going to be the crunchy fucking hipsters who like have never had to pay for shit in their life. Cybertruck owners have definitely had to pay for shit in their life, but they're going to remind you that they paid for shit in their life. Like they're going to remind you how much their fucking car costs and then probably talk about CrossFit.
Yeah, they've had to pay for it, but they just had to forge the mommy and daddy signature.
Anybody who drives a Cybertruck that's listening to our show right now, in my opening statement, all they heard was, "Oh, the pyramids of Giza. I've been there. Yeah, I went over there when I studied abroad my junior year at Berkeley Academy, and yeah, no, I had the best ganja smoking underneath Egypt, and I was like, wow, what if aliens are real, bruh?"
And then I fucked a mummy.
Oh, it's funny because it's true. I paid her with my dad's money. I feel like that's what this fucking fuck. I feel like that's what this fucking toad sounds like. Oh yeah, I'll never have a good wallpaper, but it's okay because I hate my life. It's so sad here, but it's okay. Look at my lips. I look like a bitch, but that's okay. I've got daddy's money.
Oh shit. Yeah, so that's what you're in for tonight, folks. Welcome to the show.
It's only gonna get stupider. It always does.
Oh yeah. Buckle up, buckaroos. Because we're gonna fucking start this week in a realm that Jeremy knows everything about. The world of racing.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck, I can barely keep a straight face myself.
Never won a race in my life on foot or otherwise.
Yeah, you did. You beat me like all the time, but that's it. Like
you and I never raced. We both came in last.
We were both DQ'd.
Exactly. There's time limits.
Yeah, yeah.
Did I ever tell you about my ex? I flew up to.
We did win a race. We won 2 races at Winthrop.
2 chicken wing eating races. Yeah.
Okay, so we won 3 races.
What fucking race do we win at Winthrop?
Dude, okay. So, dear listener, we're going to bring you into our college life for a second. So I used to drive a GMC Jimmy from 2001, I think it was, and you drove a Camaro. What year was it?
2002.
Yeah. Okay. So old as fuck cars. All right. So there was this one night. There was it was in my Jimmy, and I remember I had this fucking grill.
Chicken Jimmy when you vote, bitch.
And I had this.
That should have been my Nardo this week.
God damn it! Yeah, hey, it could still be.
I know, but I like my other one. Go on.
Yeah, I do too. So it's Jeremy, me, and then these other 2 guys that we don't associate with anymore, mostly because they're perpetual and chronic liars. But they're basically the same size as I am now. Yeah, I'm not going to say their names just in case they're listening because they oddly find me sometimes. So that's weird.
Smart.
But yeah, we had this grill hanging out the back, and this fucking like jacked up fucking F-150 pulls up next to me and starts revving its engine. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I have a fucking 4-cylinder Jimmy with a grill hanging out of the back with like 1,000 pounds of dude in it. Are you fuck? I'm like, well, what the fuck's gonna happen?
This sounds
So
right.
yeah, and so revving the engine and stuff. Yeah, and then like I shoot off the line, and the dude I guess had a manual because he fucking stalled out and just starts like spinning, fucking like back end is going nuts. I'm like, yeah, fucking beat that ass. So we did win at least one race other than chicken wings.
True.
And I think you raced someone in your Camaro one time.
Probably I was young and stupid.
Yeah. So we fucking roll, baby.
I was gonna say I did lose races miserably in my life. My ex-fiance, yes, listeners, I was engaged at one point in my life. We all make mistakes. She was from upstate New York. We went up to her dad's house for a turkey trot, like a 5K. And her and I had been dating for a couple months. So I'd met him once or twice. He didn't really know me. He didn't know how old I was. So when we get up there, he's like, yeah, so I just entered you in my age bracket. So I ran a 5K race in the 50 and up bracket and came in 47th out of 60. So
you beat 13 old motherfuckers up in there.
Yeah, I was 25 at this point in time for context, but yeah.
You didn't have to admit that. Fuck.
Oh, I mean, we're going to be honest here. This is an honest podcast. I'm not going to bullshit our fucking 12 listeners.
That's how much you mean to us. So anyways, that whole aside, we have won races, goddammit. But we're going to enter the world of racing for our first actual topic of the week, where we're going to talk about Team Penske, who are a bunch of cheating dicks.
Cheating dicks.
So we're going to go across two racing series. The first one being IndyCar.
Both of them are cars, so it's kind of the same thing.
No, but
yep, it's just a different kind of car, but they're both cars. Same thing.
Sure. So Joseph Newgarden this week was stripped of his victory in the opening IndyCar race due to manipulating his push to pass system. So Indy cars are very similar to like F1 cars in that they have a lot of really cool electronics on them. And yeah, like there's like an overtake system and stuff. That's all part of it. Anyway, so Scott McLaughlin, Newgarden's teammate who finished third, was also DQ'd from the race. Newgarden claims that while he accepts the penalties and he did use the system in violation of rules, that the use of the system is now is no way, I should say, affected by the outcome of how the race actually went, which suggests that, hey, other people are using it. My commentary there.
He actually more so said that he used it, but it didn't actually give him an advantage. He's like, the times I used it, I didn't gain or lose any ground. Well, then why use it?
Because he's really bad at using it is probably what he's trying to say. I don't know. Yeah, or it sucks. Anyway, so going across the way to the NASCARs, Team Penske driver Joseph Logano, you might know him as Sliced Bread. Kevin Harvick knows him as his dad fights his fights, was fined $10,000 and docked his second place starting position in Atlanta for wearing a I gotta warm up my vocal cords for this illegal glove.
No, take off your glove, Joey.
Oh, Joey, you can't use the glove quote. Made it look like he was wearing part of an amphibious costume, unquote. Well, this is better than being an amphibious pitcher, if you know that reference. If not, there's a Google system.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, amphibious pitcher, look that one up. Said glove was presumed to have been worn when he won the pole for the Daytona 500, the first race of the year. That was, a little bit before Atlanta. So, Jay, we're going to start off. It's a two-parter. First, what do you make of these violations? Were they intentional or accidental for wearing, as your toad friend would say, his own kin as a glove?
Well, I'd like to start off by saying, if ever in my life I've seen someone who fits the name Joseph Newgarden, This guy. This guy fits the name of Joseph Newgarden. Tell me, with looking at this guy in the face, that you couldn't see him being like, the push to pass system, but bro, I hit it, but I didn't gain anything from it. I'm sad now because they took away my win, but I'm Joseph Newgarden. I didn't pass. I was already in front, so there's nobody to pass.
He's one of the best IndyCar drivers ever, but yeah, okay, go for it.
Does he look like this guy? I mean, he could.
No. And you keep pointing to the wrong place. Come on.
It's fucking mirrored. So this guy. No, what I make of it is his excuse was basically he gets so accustomed to hitting the button at, I don't know, turns whenever the fuck you use it that he just forgot.
Straightaways.
Times you can't use it. Straightaways. So he just forgot that you can't push to pass on every straightaway sometimes, and it's illegal. I think that's kind of bullshit, man. Like, if nobody else in this race got docked for the same thing and they all have the same routine as you in theory, they all run the same races, they all run the same courses, they all have essentially some version of the same technology, I think it's kind of bullshit. Like, I think that's an excuse. I think you knew you were cheating. And even though you say you didn't gain an advantage, why do you have the system if it doesn't gain you an advantage? From the Logano side of things, I think it's kind of bullshit to dock a guy for wearing a fucking frog glove. But at the end of the day, if nobody else is wearing a fucking black frog glove and you are, yeah, that's bullshit too. You know you fucking did wrong too, and you're cheating dick, just like this guy.
There you go. You got it right. You got it.
You got it.
Fuck.
Joseph Newgarden. Joseph Newgarden. This guy.
I just noticed it when you said it, but why does Team Penske keep hiring guys named Joey Newgarden, Joey Logano? I don't know. Across different series.
Is Penske's first name Joseph? Is it Joseph Penske?
No.
Do we know this for a fact?
Yes.
Is his middle name Joseph?
Now that I don't know for a fact.
Okay, well then that would be my solution. Is his middle name Joseph? So close to your heart, close to your home. I don't think that's even a saying, but it should be.
I think it just became one.
If it's not, then it should be now, the same way that you're more tired than Big Dick Bats should be. But go ahead.
Oh, God. I got to combine those quotes somehow for the title. Closer to your big dick bat. I don't know. So, okay. Since the beginning of motorsport in the late 1800s, there's been one true rule of the road. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, baby. 110%.
But the dudes in the 1800s were wearing black gloves and fucking pushing the pass.
No, the way that they were cheating was like learning about combustion engines.
How do we know? They never got caught.
Exactly. The winners write history, baby. Look, NASCAR fan all my life. If you look at the sport, it is forever riddled with people who fucking cheat all the goddamn time. Look at Richard Petty. He ran a fucking Hemi in a goddamn Pontiac for most of his season, and people are like, cool story. What the fuck? Like, this to me is innovation. Like, Team Penske has always been a very aggressive racing team in every single series that they have entered. This is nothing to me. This is fucking cost of doing business for someone like Richard Penske and his various motorsport teams that
Richard
have
Joseph Penske.
Sorry. Richard Joey Penske. Across his various series, I mean, look, the guy, he's won so much, and his team is on the rise again with Ryan Blaney coming in and winning a NASCAR Cup Series. A couple years ago, Logano won the Cup Series. Now he's falling off big time, which is a little bit
Does Ryan Blaney have the right black glove that matches Joey's left black glove?
Yeah, he typically flips people off with it, in particular Ross Chastain, but that's a different story. Yeah. To me, this is absolutely intentional. There is no, look, if a race car driver gets caught cheating, it is rarely an accident. Okay. So here's another example of, and I'm going to use Petty again. I love Petty. Richard Petty is the fucking man. The dude signed a fucking duck, a live fucking duck at a track. I'm sorry if that is not hero material. This may not be the show for you.
Badass.
Yeah. So he was one of the first people, like, he replaced, because it used to actually be stock cars that they would race and not the stuff they race now. So he replaced like the windshield wiper fluid with basically an extra gallon of gas that when he pressed a button it dumped in, and then it got him that much more track time too.
Really smart.
Yeah. So look, and I'm using NASCAR examples only. IndyCar, they have a lot of the same shit. It's just they don't get caught as often.
Are Indy cars more technological than NASCARs? Like, I feel like if you're going faster, you should have even more software and shit that you can modify.
Yes, like that pass system that Newgarden is talking about is very similar to a system in Formula One. If you watch the Drive to Survive series, when they do the DNS system or whatever it's called, I can't remember the exact name right now, where it like basically makes them speed up in clean air. It's very similar to that. Okay. So yeah, it's basically like this like temporary downforce package in certain like situations to where you could just but that's why you only use it on straightaways. So
it's the bake to your shake is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, all in one, and you don't need a Cal Naughton Jr. for it.
Dude, that's the American dream right there.
Yeah. So intentional or accident.
Does Joseph still need Matilda, the cleaning lady, for it though?
Yes, I clean.
Yeah, bro. My mom, she hires Matilda.
You leave now.
Clean out the studio.
Please go away.
I ain't no like you, Mr. Joseph.
And Joseph Toadman. Joseph Toadman, really depressing.
Joseph Toadman, douchebag on mommy money.
He called me mommy when he get real drunk. He drink my window cleaner.
Then he cry like a beach.
He not real Russian. All right. Anyway, so the second part of this question. So if you're going to cheat in the world of motorsports, in which it is very, very common, sign ducks if you do, A. But B, would you say that amphibious toad gloves, are they illegal? So in this situation, assume everybody has them in some form or fashion. What are you doing to cheat your way to victory?
Well, it depends on how sweaty you are and how much water there is on the course. If you're a very sweaty person, it's like wearing fucking stick in the NFL. Your steering wheel's not spinning on you. You have to give it less downforce. I don't know what fucking force goes in turning a steering wheel. If you're not a sweaty person, then no advantage at all. He might just have like medical grade perspiration. We don't know this for a fact. Medical grade palm perspiration. It's got to be a serious medical condition, right?
Could be. Or he could be driving along and somehow he snuck in an MP3 player or something. Is like, I'm going to put on some tunes. And he turns on Love Me Sexy.
Oh, the bathtub's full of sweat.
Sweater. Yeah. So, okay. How else are you cheating your way to victory, though?
Why don't you start us off? You're not ready for mine.
Okay. So I was actually going to start off with a story before I gave mine. So how about that? I give you a story about the fuckery of NASCAR, and then you give your response. I give my response.
Fire away. I got to grab beer anyway, so I'm listening. Go ahead.
All right. So in the early days of NASCAR, there was a guy named Tim Flock. He was a driver. And so Tim Flock, some of his early claim to fame was he had a passenger, and the passenger's name was Jocko.
Tim Flock, first off, sounds like he'd be in fucking Joseph Newgarden's fucking Animal Gang. And B, Jocko, great name.
Yeah. So, Jay, question for you: what do you think Jocko looks like?
Uh,
Would you say a monkey?
I mean, him with a mullet kind of is a monkey.
Okay, because Jocko was a fucking monkey.
Good for him.
Tim Flock drove
Monkey wants to go
multiple.
fast.
That monkey did go fast because he sat in the passenger seat. Well, sat is kind of a loose term here, of multiple NASCAR races as a stunt to try and bring people into the sport, mostly kids, because it's like, hey, there's a driver with a monkey in the passenger seat.
I like the logic there, other than the fact that they're going 200 miles an hour, so you can't see said monkey.
Well, they weren't going that fast at the time. They're still going fucking fast, but it was a little bit different of a time. Eventually, the monkey was outlawed. The original NASCAR rule book was essentially a one-page front and back, and now if you look at the rule book, it's fucking NCAA size. Just because people would all. Well, no, okay.
It's
opposite the NCAA,
pages to 0 pages over the course of 140 years.
So they actually enforce their rules. It's kind of fun. But
they're not just for show. Okay.
No, yeah, they're not just for show. Yeah, sorry, I should have prefaced it like that.
I was specify. Yep.
Yeah, I was still in the 2000s. So, but anyways, yeah. So, there's a rule now. You can't drive with a live animal in your car. What? I thought this was America. Anyways, so go for it, Jay. How are you winning races by cheating?
Yeah. The obvious answer that has nothing to do with any live animal in the car. Stoczy, there's a movie that you and I went and saw in college that changed our lives forever. Do you remember it?
Super bad.
Another one.
Talladega Nights.
Another one. There's a movie called Doomsday.
Oh, fuck.
In this movie, they took a fucking Volkswagen, strapped a fucking Louisiana Bayou boat fan to the back of it, and that fucker went faster. How am I cheating? I'm putting a fucking Louisiana boat fan on the back of my NASCARs, and I am fucking flying around this track. 400 miles an hour might be realistic now. This is fucking happening.
Just God, if there's one pebble out of place, you are fucked.
Hey, they do a good job of sweeping that course.
Oh yeah, Doomsday the shit out of that thing. Okay,
yeah.
So you picked NASCAR for that, which actually works perfectly for what I was going to say. So I'm going to go with IndyCar here.
Okay.
All right, and I am going to show up to the track. I'm going to go and qualify. I'm probably going to come pretty close to dead last, because I'm qualifying in a goddamn NASCAR. Have you ever seen Indy cars hit each other?
They explode, I assume.
Yeah, they cannot take impact. Have you ever seen NASCARs hit each other?
They do not explode. Sometimes they catch on fire, but most time they just kind of fucking roll off with a flat tire.
That is exactly how I am winning this fucking race.
You're turning around and going the opposite way because you're not going to catch them going forward.
Oh no, I'm getting in the draft, baby. And once that line starts to get others, I just take out the first guy, like on accident, like, hey, rubbing his racing, baby. Doop. And then we just keep it going until the end. And then, yeah, we're playing dirty.
I like it. I like it. I got another one for you here. All right. For cheating, we're going Weekends at Bernie style. So I'm putting a dead guy in the driver's seat, but I'm putting him under a helmet so nobody can tell. I'm like strapping his hands to the wheel. And then what I'm doing is, when you were a kid and you had the little like fucking like remote cars that you just like would fucking drive around and crash shit?
Yeah.
Well, the biggest issue with being a NASCAR driver, there's two. One, how much you have to piss, and you have to piss yourself. Two, fear. If you're worried about crashing, you're not going to take risks. Well, guess what, motherfucker? If I'm remote control carring this bitch with a dead guy in the driver's seat, I'm not worried about either of those fears. We're going 350 miles an hour because if I crash, fuck it. Tony's already dead.
It's like the latest Godzilla movie with the Mecha Godzilla guy where he's controlling Mecha Godzilla. It's just with NASCAR. I like it. I like
it.
it. Hell yeah.
You're not cheating, you're not trying.
Hell yeah. The other way that I would cheat, because you gave 2, I'll give 2. Sure. I'm putting fucking jet fuel in my shit. The engine will probably explode. Yeah. But I'm also modifying the fucking engine, motherfuckers. Let's go.
Like it. I like it.
Go. Yeah. So with that, we're gonna move on to our Nardo Wick Poetry Slam for this week. And it's brought to you by Cybertruck unofficially. Cybertruck, go fuck yourself. So Jay, oh, he's moving around. I think he might have.
I lost my phone, which is what I have these lyrics on. So you're gonna have to go real quick here.
That's all right. Okay, so dear fans, that actually means that he printed them out like old school, like MapQuest 2001 edition, and he lost the MapQuest printout. So that's okay. That's okay. So here is my submission for the Nardo Wick Poetry Slam this week. It is by an artist named Gunna, and the song or poem is called Fuck You Mean. It's all one word. Fukumean. Okay. So here we go. Poetry's alive and well, folks. Fuck you mean. Young Gunna wanna back. Calling me splurge. Watching me jump right off the curb. Ew! Bentley's spur fly like a bird, spin on the first and the third. Ew! Solid. I'm keeping my word. Can't be my equal. I don't know what you heard. Ew! Crank up the foreign. I swerve, keeping me a stick if they purge. Ew! Ha ha! Ew! Times 4. Let's go.
I love that one. This is one of my favorite ones so far. I have 2 because I just reminded myself of one 10 minutes ago in the show. The first one is by P. Diddy. It is a South Park song called Vote or Die. And it goes, vote or die, motherfucker, motherfucker, vote or die. Rock the vote or else I'm going to stick a knife through your eye. Democracy is founded on one simple rule. Get out there and vote or I'll motherfucking kill you. I like it when you vote, bitch. Shake them titties when you vote, bitch.
Bitch.
Slam my Jimmy through your mouth roof. Now get your big ass in that polling booth.
Said,
vote, bitch, or I'll fucking kill you.
You.
Vote or die, motherfucker. Vote or
die.
Now, my other song that was my initial one is by Nardo Wick himself. I'm going old school. I'm going back to the beginning on this one. This one is a song called Ceiling Fan Crew.
Ceiling Fan Crew. You need a crew to put those up. All right.
And it goes, ceiling fan you, ceiling fan who? Blowers in the whip. This is ceiling fan coupe. Ceiling fan crew. Grah! She blow me every day like my ceiling fan boo. Ceiling fan ooh, growl. Ceiling fan boom. Growl. Bullet in the barrel. That's the ceiling fan view. Growl, growl, growl. Ceiling fan 1, growl. Ceiling fan 2, growl. Bitch, we animals with blowers. It's a ceiling fan zoo. Ceiling fan bang, growl. Ceiling fan boom, growl. Now you leaking red, call that ceiling fan juice. And then it goes, ceiling fan crew. Phew, 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 phew. Ceiling fan crew.
Ew! Oh god.
Nardo might be the stupidest fucking segment we do on the show.
Oh god, we butchered songs so well.
Buddy, I just need you to know this. You'd be in my ceiling fan crew.
You were talking about people bleeding out.
No, I think it was from his crew because of that crew.
Oh, yeah. We can make that happen.
Ceiling fan 1, ceiling fan 2, growl.
Growl. Yeah. That's my only move is the EAW now.
That's all we need.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. It really is the quintessential wild card every week. Every fucking week.
Yep.
Holy shit. What the fuck are we doing next? We're gonna drink next. That's what we're doing.
I've been doing that already. Let's fucking go.
Holy shit. Okay, that was good. Yeah, you did have a fucking banger. He was excited about it.
Old school Nardo.
Old
At least I
school.
assume. I don't know. It might have come out yesterday. At some point, Nardo. See, but that's like a hopeful Nardo song. So every other Nardo song, I feel like he just like had a repressed childhood where he needs a hug. That one, I'm like, man, this guy actually has friends. Maybe they'll hug him. Maybe they'll give him the love he so desperately seeks. He just needs his ceiling fan crew. Even DMX had the Rough Rider crew.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. He did. Yeah, so have friends. That's the whole point of the Nardowick Poetry Slam. Jesus Christ. Okay, I can't.
Friends, you'll wind up like him. Joseph Newgarden.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Okay, we're gonna move on while we still can. Okay, so if you're living under a rock, you missed this. The NHL announced that the Arizona Coyotes have been sold to somebody in Jebediah's playground. That's right,
Yeah.
Utah. So the team has been sold to Utah Jazz owner Ryan Smith, meaning the new franchise will play out of the Delta Center, which currently hosts the Utah Jazz. The NHL has not closed the door on a return of the Coyotes franchise no earlier than 2029, assuming the city of Phoenix is willing to build a new arena and massive shopping center. So, yeah, two questions for this one again. But what are your thoughts on the Coyotes' move to Utah? Let's start there.
Great for the franchise. Questionable for the NHL. The franchises need to be out of Phoenix for as long as it's been in Phoenix. For anybody who doesn't know, the situation there has been bad for a long time. Basically, the dude that owns it is using it as a shell corporation, essentially, because he's claiming a loss every year to fucking save himself tax money on the billions that he makes elsewhere. So as a result, he does jack shit to fund the franchise. They currently play in a 5,000 seat collegiate stadium for Arizona State University's hockey team, which is much smaller than the average NHL stadium. So for the team, I think it's a great move. From a league perspective, I don't know how good of a hockey town Utah is going to be. And Salt Lake, for that matter. You know, the only competition they have there right now is the Jazz. It's the only other, major team. And the Jazz do well in their attendance. I just don't know if Utah is a hockey city. Like, you think about hockey cities and you're like, man, like Toronto's a hockey city. They fucking love their hockey there. Like Montreal loves their hockey. Like, even like nowadays, like Tampa loves the fucking Lightning, right? Like, I just find it hard to believe that we're ever going to get to a point where it's like, it's a great hockey town, Salt Lake City, Utah. Utah loves their whatever their team name is. I don't know. I think if you're the NHL, relocating the franchise was a phenomenal decision. I just wonder if there was maybe better locations you could have moved it to. For example, ever since they took the Thrashers out of Atlanta, Atlanta has wanted a hockey team back. Atlanta loves their hockey. You've taken the team out of there. You don't want to give them another franchise. Bring the Thrashers back. Put them in fucking Atlanta and let them be the Thrashers 2.0.
So, God, that's going to make this a really boring opening part to the segment, but I agree 100% with you in that the NHL needed to step in and allow this sale to go through. Period. Point blank. Full stop. I too believe that the sale was a little bit misguided in just going to Salt Lake City. I think the reason that it was sold to Salt Lake, though, was mostly for media rights deals, just because of the size of the media market that is Salt Lake City, which really is a huge geographic area that encapsulates a hell of a lot more than the Mormon epicenter of the United States. So, I think that's 100% it. Phoenix is one of the largest markets in America. By the 2040s, it's entirely possible that Phoenix could be the third largest city in America. At
Well,
the
people
same
are moving there
time,
over Florida now. I don't get it, but it's happening.
to your Atlanta Thrashers point, Atlanta is another major media market too. They're going to be top 10 by about that time as well. So really the amount of lost media dollars, honestly, it would be a wash for the NHL at that time, especially because their negotiating team is, basically Fred Flintstone, like, what's a TV? But that's about it. Right. Um, but yeah, no, they absolutely needed to get this franchise out of Phoenix. Like, if you've paid attention at all to the Coyotes, I mean, the Great One could not save them. They operated every year -$50 million operating budget, as alluded to by Wrangler. Why that is, and there was even a point where they were tasing their mayor and selling tickets for that just to cover the Arizona Coyotes' apparent losses. Right. So that franchise has been a blight on the league for a very long time. Can hockey exist in the desert? Absolutely. I mean, look at the LA Kings. They have a following, right? I mean, even the Dallas Stars right now, I know it's not really like the big time desert. You look at their playoff games, they're fucking sold out. Those fans want to be there.
They've wanted Dallas sports to be good for forever, and the Mavs are usually a playoff team, but they're not dominating the way they were when Dirk was there. The Rangers have had good regular seasons the past couple years and then shit the bed in the playoffs. And the fucking Cowboys are the
But
Cowboys.
well, wait a minute. They do have a ring.
Well,
the Rangers.
Great.
Come on. That was the feel good story last year. At least
they won it last year.
What was it last
year?
They
won it last year.
They won it recently.
Fuck. All right. Well, either way, they're not going to win again for a while. The city of Dallas wants a winning franchise, and the Stars are giving them that right now.
Yeah.
Even though the Golden Knights are going to knock them out in the first round this year, but that was just a bad draw because the Golden Knights should not have been the 8 seed. They are way fucking better than an 8 seed.
Yeah, that. God, there was no fucking defense in that game the other night, but that's okay. The brochure said there wouldn't be. Yeah, okay. So thoughts. So I think we agree that the thought of moving Arizona or the Coyotes out to a different city was good, but maybe Salt Lake City was misguided. But reality is what it is, and we got to live with it. So it's in Utah now. There's really, okay, there might be some, return to the desert at some point. But as of now, we're going to live with the Utah hockey franchise for a while. That really hasn't announced a name yet. So, Wrangler, what is the name of the franchise? What is their mascot going to be? I have a list.
I do.
I hope you do. Yes. Okay, so how do we want to do this? We want to go back and forth.
Just rattle them off here. We can go back and forth. So in my scenario, they don't necessarily have to be in Salt Lake. They're just in a city in Utah.
Good.
Okay, perfect. I can start us off here. So number one, I'm going to stay in Salt Lake City. This one's an easy one. They're going to be the Salt Lake City Soakers. So,
God damn it.
For those who don't know, Mormon in their culture, Mormons believe that if you insert a penis into a vagina but don't thrust, God does not get upset with you. So that act is called soaking. They're going to be the Salt Lake Soakers, and their mascot is just going to be a giant eggplant.
So I asked Benner, because he wanted to be on the show tonight, from a couple different shows from our past, but Benner was like, "Hey, you got to say I want the Salt Lake City Soakers as my rendition," and fucking Wrangler takes it right off the bat. So yeah, there's three for
It's
that.
low hanging fruit, you know.
God, it really fucking is. Yeah, so good. Okay, good choice. Way to start us off. So I have the Utah Up Dogs because they don't get the joke. They
What's
want to
up,
get the
dog?
joke.
What's their mascot?
They don't know because they don't know the joke. It's a question mark.
All right. I like it. I like it. So my next one, you have to understand the Mormon culture to get to. Fun fact, what's the 13th largest city in Utah? The population of 60,192 people.
I don't know.
Fucking wrong. It's Taylorsville, Utah, obviously. In this scenario, they're going to be the Taylorsville Tea Partyists. In the Mormon culture, it's a sin to drink caffeine, which means they can't drink things like coffee, tea, or alcohol.
No, hot caffeine. They can have soda.
Well, they can't have caffeine and they can't have hot drinks. Somehow, both of them are a bad thing. I don't understand their culture. But anyway, in this scenario, they're going to be the Taylorsville Tea Partyists because they're just going to dump tea into whatever lakes are in Taylorsville. And obviously, a fucking pilgrim is going to be their mascot, but like a Mormon pilgrim. So he's got like 12 pilgrim wives. All of their like hockey cheerleaders are just wearing like pilgrim gear and like they just take turns like holding his arm throughout the course of the game.
One's churning butter.
I like that they're Amish in this scenario too.
Hey, we're combining all of the stereotypes, baby. All right.
Go.
So my next one is very obvious. The Utah Jazz.
Even though Utah doesn't allow jazz music.
God damn right. Next.
All right. Next one actually goes with my first one. So if you understand the Mormon culture and understand the practice of soaking, you're going to understand why the Provo pushers are also very relevant here. In the Mormon culture, if you soak, it's not a sin in the eyes of God. So what they do is they have people get underneath them on the top of a bunk bed. They lay in the bottom and they push the mattress up to simulate the act of gyration, which causes sexual sensation. Therefore, they're the Provo pushers. And obviously, just a giant fucking bunk bed is going to be their mascot.
Son of a bitch.
I think I broke Stoczy on this one.
Oh, I was thinking, is that one of their alternate uniforms?
A bunk bed just right on the chest.
Yeah. Someone gets a hat trick, they just fucking dump a bunk bed on the ice. Holy
to like a dome stadium that opens up. There's gonna push one from the top. Holy shit, he scored! Everybody get off the ice for your own safety.
Holy shit. Oh god. And they show the guy that pushes it off the fucking balcony because that's the dude that's getting pushed tonight. Holy fuck. God, why are we not sports promoters?
Their mascot could also just be a dude with just huge triceps. The rest of his body's just normal, but his triceps fucking yoked.
Holy fuck. Oh, mine are not this good. Oh.
Don't worry. It's going to keep going here.
Oh, yeah. No, I've got like, yeah, I've got a lot more. Yeah, so my next one was the Utah Usurpers.
What's their mascot?
John Smith.
I like it. I like it. Another question for you here. What's the 17th biggest city in Utah with a population of 44,098 residents?
Dansville.
Bountiful, dumbass.
Damn it.
Now, obviously, this one's also fucking low-hanging fruit. The Bountiful Bed Jumpers. So if you don't push, if you're not the Mormon elite that happen to have a bunk bed, you have to fucking peasant style it, have a single platform bed. So if nobody can get underneath the push when you're soaking, they have to be on top and jump on your bed to simulate the act of gyration so that you're not having sex and sitting in the Lord's eyes. Bountiful bed jumpers. And once again, this time it's a mattress, but it's a mattress on a pogo stick. Or in the fucking moon shoes from back in the day that you like bounce when you walk around in.
Ooh. Okay, I got to go with one that's on that same level. The Utah sheet cleaners.
I like it. I like it.
And the mascot's just Walter White.
All right. So I've got the St. George Sinners. And their mascot in this scenario is just a giant keg.
That plays perfectly with my next one. The Salt Lake City Anti-Sinners. And their mascot is just the Amendment for Prohibition.
All right. I don't have any cities that start with a G, and I only have Bountiful that starts with a B, and I already used that one. So I'm gonna take Spanish Fork. I've got the Spanish Fork Golden Bricks. And obviously, in this scenario, I'm actually going to go a different route here. In this scenario, we're stealing it from the Sinners. So my favorite mascot in all of sports is Gritty, who, if you don't know Gritty, is basically a fucking frat boy who drank too much Keystone Light the night before.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna go anti-Gritty for their mascot. It's Gritty, but he's dressed like a Jehovah's Witness. So it's like his hair's like slicked back. He's wearing a fucking suit with a fucking tie, and he's just walking around like, "Have you heard the word of our golden bricks?"
And then when the third period starts, he slops up them steaks, boy.
Oh, let's go. Sinner's coming out, baby.
Oh man, that's so good. Why are ours so close together? So my next one I got to take from the bottom of my list also. The Utah Flying Smithsman Hat Bricks.
Yup.
And it's just some pilgrim looking dude riding a broom.
All right. I've got this is where it starts getting fucking ridiculous.
It hasn't been. Not to this point. No, this has been serious.
I've got the Sandy. How many bricks could a John Smith break if a John Smith could break bricks? I thought I broke Stoczy before. I just broke Stoczy now.
Holy fuck. What? Well, I am so glad I suggested this. Oh.
And their mascot is just a giant John Smith.
Is he throwing bricks at people?
Oh, he's breaking them. He's got a sledgehammer. Actually, their mascot's just a fucking construction worker. His name's Oshwe.
Oh, okay. Oh God, I have one that might be that good. No, maybe two. Okay, now we're just gonna go back down my list. It doesn't matter about our. Okay,
roll it.
All right, so we have the Utah Jazz. So on the other side of things, we got to have the Salt Lake City Screamo.
What's their mascot?
Yeah, just some emo guy like kicking ice.
He's just standing in a corner, like head down, looking like fucking Joseph Newgarden here.
You will never have a good scream.
You damn Christian hockey fans will never understand my Mormon culture. Go. All right. So I've got one along the lines of the Sinners. We're going kind of anti-Mormon here. I've got the we're going back to Taylorsville. See, I got the Taylorsville Temple Pissers. And so It's just the idea of just pissing on a Mormon temple when you're too drunk because you sinned. So obviously, their mascot is the actual Gritty, and they're the polar opposite of my fucking Jehovah's Witness Gritty team, and with a massive rivalry.
Jesus Christ, this is good. All right. Just based off of yeah, okay, I'm just gonna say it, the Salt Lake City Scott Staps. I mean, come on. Come on.
A Christian band.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter.
I like it. So I've been to Utah once in my life, Salt Lake City specifically. And one thing that I noticed when I was there is that every single Uber driver is Mormon and tries to convert you. So obviously the Utah Uber drivers, and their mascot's just a Toyota Prius with eyes.
Holy fuck. Okay, so this okay, so these last three are geographic.
Okay.
Sort of. So I went with M. Okay. So I have the Moab Broken Jeeps. And their mascot as of today is just a rubber ducky on a dashboard.
A giant rubber ducky. In his hands, he's just holding two pieces of bricks.
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to go off on a side note here. So I Googled celebrities who grew up Mormon and revealed their experiences. So that's going to be very relevant to this here. Fun fact, I've got the Riverton Ryan Goslings. And obviously their mascot's just Ken from the Barbie movie and a horse.
The patriarchy was about horses.
The NHL loves the patriarchy.
Oh, fuck. Okay. I got two more. Holy fuck. So we're going to start off with another Utah. Allegedly, this was created there. The Utah fry sauce.
They do claim that.
Yep.
They do claim that.
The Utah fry sauce. So it's just confused ketchup. That's the mascot.
All right. I got another one, but it's relevant to know that this one came from the fact that two other Mormons that grew up Mormon that you might not know, Derek and Julianne Hough, both grew up Mormon, who were on Dancing with the Stars, if you don't know that. So in this case, I've got the Draper dancing dum-da-dum-dum-dums. And just a dude in a tuxedo with dancing tap dancing shoes as their mascot.
You don't know why you watch him, but you tune in every week. Yep. So how many more do you got? Because I'm on my last one.
Not a lot.
Okay, why don't you keep going so we could go both have our grand finale?
I'm ready whenever you are. Oh. Whatever you got, roll through your list. I got one more here I can throw at you.
Oh yeah, I just got one more too. So this actually works. Okay.
Fire away.
Okay, so this one is a local legend. He's born in Salt Lake. I believe he lives there. Probably raised there. This team needs to honor the memory, the will, the ambition that is the Salt Lake City Fighting Wilford Brimleys.
Their mascot's a walrus.
No, it's just insulin.
I'm a fan.
All right. Finish this off, baby.
All right. So I was gonna have my finale be the West Jordan famousmormons.net because they're sponsored. That's a real website. But I'm going to go a different route here. I'm going to go Salt Lake City Shunned. And it's just everybody who's ever been shunned for the Mormon religion is their mascot. They've got fucking real Gritty. They've got anti-Gritty in the third period. They've got fucking Ryan Gosling dancing around shirtless. This is the fucking like carnival of fucking shunned Mormons.
Holy fucking shit. Okay, and this is why you don't move franchises, folks, because then we come up with names. You have to have a fucking plan.
Fuck yeah.
Holy shit. So we gave you guys gold, and we believe it's all copyrighted, and it's on fucking internet TV, aka a podcast. So you steal our names, you'll be hearing from our probably shared cumulative lawyer.
Yep. Just like the Commanders are about to have to do, you'll have to change your name again.
Damn right. Damn right. All right. I got to go get another beer. How about you bring the folks into our Giuseppe this week?
And now it's no. All right. So our Giuseppe Stromboli, a redo of the week. I'm going to pull up right now because I don't have a script in front of me because I am not prepared. All right. So finally, it's time for the Giuseppe Stromboli redo of the week, unofficially sponsored by the Picnic Pants. In honor of the famous remake of the popular series of books out of the UK, we honor the pool playing, bang noodle wielding, and absolutely from New Jersey wizard with our Giuseppe Stromboli redo of the week, unofficially sponsored by the Picnic Pants. This is a real product. I found them today. Some people are really fucking sad. Need something to remind people that you're forever alone and nobody wants to pick your nick? Get the Picnic Pants. Basically, they're jeans and they have a tent between them so you can just lay your picnic down in your own lap. Anyway, this week we head to Mount Elbert, Colorado for a story of outsmarting yourself. A hiker on top of the 14,433 foot peak was lost and trying to find safety. This hiker set out on a hike at 9 a.m. that typically takes 7 hours because people are stupid. By 8 p.m., a caller alerted Lake County Search and Rescue, who sent a 5-man team out until 3 a.m. searching for the hiker. Hiker became disoriented and 24 hours later finally reached safety after spending the night on the side of the mountain. So I know what you're thinking. If he had cell service to call them, why didn't they call him back to find him? Well, they did. The issue, the hiker ignored the phone calls from Search and Rescue because he thought they were spam. So
I always ignore spam. Always. In every
situation. I'm lost on a 14,000 foot mountain. So you're the hiker in this scenario, Stoczy. You need to get down from this 14,000 foot peak, but just don't want to be telemarketed for any more ED pills. How do you get home without using your phone?
Okay. So I totally, like, when I first read this situation, didn't read the without using your phone part. I thought it was like without taking a call. So I just put text someone, dumbass.
Good answer. Good answer.
Yeah. But actually, I don't know. This story reminded me of another podcast that, you know, like they don't know I exist at all, which is fine because they're all famous and shit.
Don't know you exist
yet. The podcast name is it's a show called Dungeons and Daddies, and it's like these people that play Dungeons and Dragons, but they're like dads in this like mystical world of fantasy and shit. And so they do like the most obvious dad things, right? And so they're able to bring their cell phones through, and like every time there's a phone call or something, or they want to use it, they have to roll to see if they can use the phone or whatever, right? Or if there's an incoming call, usually it'll just come through for free. And at one point, and this totally catches the DM off guard. Well, maybe not totally. He had a plan, but it was like, no, he's not going to do this. There's a call that comes through to one of the dads, and the DM's like, yeah, okay, so you're getting a call right now, Daryl, and the guy who's calling, or the name that comes up is spam likely. What do you do? And the guy immediately says, answer it. Yep. And spam likely is actually the character that arises out of this phone call and ends up being like one of the best NPCs in the entire series. So I'm gonna do a plug-in for them right now. Like we do, you know, like on in your face dumbass shit. But if you like maybe more slower build dumbass shit, check out Dungeons and Daddies. That is it's a phenomenal show. So anyways, so what are you going to do to get home when you're on the side of a mountain? I question for you, Wrangler.
What up?
When you've been in the woods, have you noticed these like giant sticks coming out of the ground?
You think I've been in the woods?
Okay, so let me educate you. They're fucking trees. Like, why the fuck did this guy not build a? Okay, him not answering a phone call when he's lost. Okay, maybe I understand why he didn't build a fire. Maybe, but
Mhm.
come on, man, build a fucking signal fire. Try fucking something. That emergency number that isn't just a pocket dial feature, use that shit, man. Even if it is a spammer, like the spammer might actually have a moment if you pick up that phone,
True.
right? Like they might be like, you know what? I actually helped someone today. I'm gonna stop trying to rip off old people from their social security numbers. Just a thought. I don't know. I'm starting a fire at the least. All right. Or because I was a Boy Scout, not the weird kind. I probably should say that. I'm going to bring a certain item with me, a certain item that can call forces of nature. We've all seen it in commercials, folks. It's a Bush Light can. I'm cracking one of them fuckers wide the fuck open. Let's
Yep.
go.
I like it. So if I'm trying to get down from the mountains, I'm going to just use this week's unofficial sponsor and take picnic pants, which basically just look like a giant parachute anyway. Grab one leg, grab the other leg, and just fucking parachute my ass down. Now, the better solution is I'm not coming down at all. We just talked about the Mormon religion, which basically was made in the 60s, 80s, not that long ago.
1960s.
Yeah. And so this fucking fake religion was just made by one dude who was like, "Oh no, there's these bricks, but nobody can see them but me. They're broken. You can't see them. Sorry, but it's what it said. It's true. It's real." And people were dumb enough to buy into this.
Are you going to use Scientology to get off the mountain?
No, I'm gonna start my own fucking religion at the top of the mountain, and then I never need to leave. Fucking Colorado hippies love 14ers. I don't get it. I never will. I hate hiking, but fucking people in Colorado love it. I'm gonna build a fucking temple out of those trees that you said. It's gonna be a fucking wooden temple. You can start a fire in there and make myself, able to live longer, whatever the case might be. I'm gonna start the fucking the temple of the likely spam, and it's just gonna preach that, like, yeah, one day I took a spam likely call, and it was our Lord and Savior, Rafi.
Spam likely.
Rafi. And Rafi was, he talked to me about the way the world is and what it's going to be. And, now that you're up here and you've, obviously Rafi sent you here. He sent you 14,433 feet up so you could join this religion. It's not a cult, it's a religion. And just live atop this mountain with me in peace and harmony with the bears and the eagles and the crazy Scientologists. So yeah, no, just start my own religion, and then I never even need to come down. Problem solved.
Problem solved too, because they will carry you down when you want to go down.
Exactly. And that's how it all comes full circle to actually answer this question.
Oh man, so I do want to go back to picnic pants for a minute. When okay, so Wrangler was really excited about this week's unofficial sponsor. Um, but when I first looked at it, I was kind of like in between like three other things at the time, and I looked at it and I thought it said panic pants. And I looked at them and I saw them covering an area, and I thought, oh my God, like, why does every like prepubescent or pubescent like child that is a boy not have these? I mean,
I think we just found a Shark Tank idea, which again, already copyrighted. Don't try stealing that shit from us.
yeah. So I want to be clear. Let me be clear. we are not stealing the panic pants. Fuck, the picnic pants.
Ours.
Yeah, no. We are introducing a new product to market, folks, and it is called the Panic Pantaloons.
If we get enough pre-orders, like I don't know, like 5, then we'll make them for real.
Yeah. So you can pre-order at thisisnotascam.org.
Pretty sure it's also the website for Scientology.
Yeah, it's actually John Travolta's Twitter handle.
The Taylorsville this is not a scam.orgs. Their mascot's just a giant like desktop from back in the day.
Holy fuck. Yeah, that was Okay, so I think we all learned a lot tonight, folks.
I know I did.
Why are we not naming your team? You got to look yourself in the mirror, dear listener.
You can't afford a suit for Gritty is the simple answer here. Do you know how much hair gel it takes to slick that fucker's hair back? All of it.
And he looks real nice.
That slicks back real nice.
Oof. Sloppy steaks for days. Getting me hungry. Probably getting Jay hungry. So we're going to take off on that note. Another week in the books of Floral Foolishness.
Mormon sports.
Oh, yeah. Where it's always Island Time, your official home for the stupidest sports news ever. We thank you for joining us, and we hope you had as much fun as we did this week. I'm Mike Stotes, joined by Jeremy Phelps. As always, stay tropical. St. Louis, do ha ha, Quebec. You thought I was going to say Missouri, didn't you? You did. Where the